It's really interesting. A lot of them are just not looking at him at all, even though he's standing and talking. That's really interesting.
Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively have always been Hollywood's golden couple, charming, funny, and seemingly perfect. They light up red carpets, crack jokes in interviews, and share those picture-perfect moments that fans eat up. But lately, the whispers in the industry are getting louder, and it's not the kind of buzz they want. Some insiders are now claiming that beneath that polished image, there's a whole lot of shady business going on. Allegations are flying that Ryan and Blake have been pulling strings behind the scenes, using sneaky tactics to keep their flawless reputation intact. And now, it's all starting to crack. There are even strong claims that they may have manipulated situations or even scammed people to maintain their powerful Hollywood standing. The drama is unfolding fast and more people are speaking out.
Because there are some people who feel like he is the one who's driving all of this and telling Blake. I don't think, that seems very unfair to Blake Lively.
That's pretty diabolical.
What's really going on with this A-list duo? This whole mess really exploded when Blake Lively dropped some serious accusations against her co-star and director, Justin Baldoni, on the set of It Ends With Us. She claimed he harassed her, and the moment that news hit, people were quick to rally behind her. After all, Blake has spent years building a reputation as Hollywood's sweetheart, someone honest, someone trustworthy. But things took a wild turn when Justin fired back in a way no one saw coming. Instead of staying silent, Baldoni hit them both with a jaw-dropping $400 million lawsuit. That's not just a slap on the wrist, that's a full-on war. He's accusing Blake and Ryan of defamation.
The Justin Baldoni war with Blake Lively, which seems to me, initially I felt quite sorry for Blake Lively, then I've been reading all the messages, and it just seems like a pair of absolute weapons-grade narcissists.
Claiming they tried to squeeze money out of him and even attempted to take control of the entire movie. That's next-level serious in an industry where reputation is everything.
We had a really weird moment on Deadpool where he said, let's do one more take. And everyone was like, okay. And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. And then as the character, he was like horrifically mean to me.
And once Baldoni started talking, others in Hollywood began stepping forward too. Some industry insiders are now saying this isn't just a one-time scandal, there's a pattern. Whispers are swirling that Blake and Ryan have a history of using their star power to manipulate situations and get exactly what they want. Could their golden image be nothing more than a well-crafted illusion? Now, here's where things get even wilder.
All through the text messages, you'll see over and over and over again, him saying, I don't want to hurt her. I want to protect her. Let's give her what she wants.
Some industry insiders are claiming that Ryan and Blake might actually create stories to make themselves look like the victims. That's right. They're being accused of playing the sympathy card to control public perception. For years, fans have adored them as Hollywood's golden couple. Funny, charming, and seemingly drama-free. They poke fun at each other online, post those too cute to be real moments, and have always given off that picture-perfect marriage vibe. But if these allegations hold any truth, it could mean they've been working behind the scenes to cut people out, push self-serving narratives, and keep their reputation spotless. Now, the biggest question circling Hollywood is, has their perfect image been fake all along? Some critics say they never bought into the whole nicest couple ever act, while others are completely blindsided by the shocking accusations. Either way, the buzz is deafening, and the whispers about their manipulative tactics are growing louder. With Justin Baldoni, along with other celebrities speaking out, it looks like this Hollywood fairy tale might be on the verge of completely unraveling. Even though Blake Lively's allegations against Justin Baldoni were serious, some people in the industry couldn't help but question if there was more to the story. Was it a genuine accusation, or was there another motive behind it?
Sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ lots of the stars who attended the events on Sunday were confused as to why Blake and Ryan appeared on the show while they battled it out in court surrounding the movie It Ends With Us.
Some insiders found the timing a little too convenient, raising suspicions that Blake might have had a different agenda for coming forward when she did. Then came Baldoni's bombshell lawsuit, and he wasn't holding back. He's ready to go to war in court, claiming that Blake and Ryan deliberately tried to ruin his reputation and hijack the entire movie project. According to him, they didn't just want him out. They wanted to twist the story so the public would see them as the victims while painting him as the villain. This is a full-blown Hollywood disaster, and fans are on the edge of their seats.
So the story goes, essentially, he says she didn't even read the book before signing on to the project. Then she read the book and kind of became consumed with it and wanted to basically introduce her own lines and wanted to become a part of the project and rework the script.
Other celebrities are starting to break their silence. Usually, stars avoid getting tangled in lawsuits or industry drama, but this time, some are subtly throwing their support behind Justin. They're hinting that they've seen Ryan and Blake operate in ways that don't quite match the perfect friendly image they sell to the public. Behind the red carpet smiles and playful social media posts, could there be a different side to this A-list couple that's finally being exposed? All of this has fans questioning whether Ryan and Blake have a pattern of stirring up drama whenever it benefits them. And when it comes to Ryan Reynolds, whispers about his true personality have been floating around for a while now. His quick wit and funny online persona have won over millions, but some say the nice guy act doesn't always match what happens when the cameras stop rolling. One of the first red flags? A run-in with the Jersey Shore cast that didn't go so smoothly. They hinted that Ryan wasn't exactly the friendly, easygoing guy fans expect him to be. Maybe he was just having a bad day, but when stories like this pile up, it starts painting a different picture. Then there's actress Rebecca Ferguson, who spoke about being treated terribly by a co-star on set. She didn't name names, but fans went into full detective mode trying to figure out who she was talking about. All they knew was that it wasn't Tom Cruise or Hugh Jackman. So naturally, people started pointing fingers at Ryan. There's no solid proof, but the speculation alone has made people rethink his squeaky clean reputation. Could there be more to Ryan Reynolds than what he lets the world see?
I defend Justin Baldoni in this lawsuit with Blake Lively because I think she's horrible and she's made up this whole thing because she tried to steal his movie. But he is the most overly feminized man I've had to endure in recent history.
Even Ryan's old friendships seem to be crumbling. He was once tight with Jake Gyllenhaal, but now they barely acknowledge each other. Fans have been speculating for years. Was there a fallout? Did something major happen behind the scenes? No one has confirmed the details, but gossip sites have been buzzing with claims that Ryan may have crossed a line that led to the friendship fizzling out. Then there's Morena Baccarin, Ryan's leading lady in the first Deadpool movie, but by the time Deadpool 2 rolled around, her screen time was drastically reduced, and when it came to promotions, she was practically missing in action. Normally, a main love interest would be front and center, but Morena was noticeably left out of key events and red carpet moments. The rumor? Ryan had a falling out with her and used his influence to push her aside, supposedly to prove he was in control of the project. And if that wasn't enough, Deadpool co-star TJ Miller has openly spoken out about his issues with Ryan. He didn't hold back, saying that working with Ryan was so unbearable that he flat out refused to return for Deadpool 3, no matter how much money was offered. When a Hollywood payday isn't enough to convince someone to come back, you know something serious went down. So, what's really going on with Ryan Reynolds behind the scenes?
I did a film with an absolute idiot of a co-star. And this human being was being so insecure and angry because this person couldn't get the scenes out. And I think I was so vulnerable and comfortable that I got screamed at.
TJ Miller didn't just walk away from Deadpool, he ran. And according to him, it was all because of Ryan Reynolds. He claimed Ryan went out of his way to make him feel small on set. And it wasn't just playful banter. It was a real, calculated effort to put him down. TJ believed Ryan was trying to prove he was the bigger star, and the tension got so bad that he vowed never to work with him again. That's a huge statement, especially considering how massive the Deadpool franchise has become. Walking away from that kind of success? TJ must have had some serious reasons, and he's not the only one who had issues with Ryan behind the scenes.
We know you have an ongoing feud with Ryan.
Who?
You know that guy. What's it gonna take for him to actually be BFFs with you?
Well, I mean, in truth, there was a time in which we were.
Tim Miller, the director of the first Deadpool movie, also made a sudden exit before the sequel. His reason? He claimed Ryan Reynolds wanted total control over the franchise. Tim felt completely pushed out, saying Ryan wasn't open to any creative collaboration. Rather than fighting a losing battle, he chose to walk away, leaving fans wondering just how much influence Ryan really had behind the scenes. This lines up perfectly with all the other stories floating around. If you don't agree with Ryan, you might just find yourself replaced. More and more insiders are whispering that while Ryan Reynolds is all charm and wit in front of the cameras, behind the scenes, he might not be as easy to work with as people think. People who've worked with Ryan say he's controlling, insecure, and nowhere near as friendly as he seems in public. Of course, these are all personal accounts. There's no hard proof, but the constant shakeups in his projects and the number of people distancing themselves from him definitely paint a picture. Could Ryan Reynolds' real personality be very different from the charming, joke-cracking guy fans see on screen? And it's not just his career. These whispers extend into his personal life too. Let's not forget, Ryan was once married to Scarlett Johansson, and their relationship ended in a very public divorce. Scarlett has hinted that their marriage was volatile, with Ryan's insecurities causing serious problems between them. When Scarlett's career skyrocketed thanks to massive roles in Iron Man 2 and The Avengers, Ryan reportedly wasn't thrilled about it. According to Scarlett, being in a marriage where one partner resents the other's success was exhausting. She described it as Ryan becoming jealous when she started landing bigger roles and receiving more attention. That created tension, turning their relationship into an unhealthy, competitive dynamic that ultimately led to their split.
Cathartic.
As if I'm Weasel.
Right.
So he was like, you know what's great about you, Weasel? You're not the star. But you just, you do just enough exposition that it's funny, and then we can leave and get back to the real movie.
So he's riffed.
The whole crew was acting weird.
At the time, many fans blamed Scarlett, assuming she was the reason things didn't work out. But looking back, her more recent comments suggest otherwise. Ryan's insecurities and controlling behavior may have played a much bigger role in the downfall of their marriage than anyone realized. During Ryan and Scarlett's marriage, rumors started swirling that something was brewing between Ryan and Blake Lively on the set of Green Lantern. Gossip insiders claimed their chemistry was impossible to ignore, and some speculated that if Ryan was already unhappy in his marriage, getting close to Blake might have been the final push that led him to leave Scarlett. People who followed this drama believed that Ryan found something new with Blake, someone who made him feel in control again. If those rumors are true, then his marriage to Scarlett may have ended not just because of tension, but because he already had his next chapter lined up. But let's not forget, Blake also benefited from her connection to Ryan. She was already famous from Gossip Girl. But being linked to Ryan pushed her into a whole new level of Hollywood stardom.
Fan theory is that Ryan Reynolds saw that scene in It Ends With Us, and it was a trigger.
While Ryan has starred in major hits like Deadpool, not everyone in the industry is a fan of his work. Take Quentin Tarantino, for example. He doesn't hold back when it comes to his opinions, and he's not impressed by Ryan's filmography. According to Tarantino, Ryan's projects are forgettable and lack real cinematic depth, and he's not alone. Many directors and actors who take real cinema seriously don't consider Ryan to be a true heavyweight in Hollywood. So while the public may love him, insiders aren't all convinced. Quentin Tarantino has made it very clear. He's not a fan of Ryan Reynolds' work. Tarantino isn't just critical of Ryan's movies. He also has a strong dislike for films made specifically for streaming platforms. And since Ryan has done a ton of work with Netflix, it's safe to say Tarantino sees him as just another actor cashing big checks rather than someone creating real cinema. But Tarantino isn't the only legendary director unimpressed by Ryan's choices. Chris Columbus, the mastermind behind Home Alone, was furious when he found out about Ryan's plan to make a stoner parody called Stoned Alone. The reboot idea? A guy gets high, misses his flight, and has to fend off burglars while stoned. Columbus didn't hold back, calling it insulting to the legacy of Home Alone and flat out disrespectful to cinema. He basically told Ryan to sit down and just re-watch the original instead of ruining it with some ridiculous remake. And then there's Gerard Butler. When fans compared his Movie Gamer to Ryan's Free Guy, he made it very clear he wasn't flattered. While both films involve virtual reality, Butler threw serious shade, saying he doesn't even watch Ryan Reynolds movies. That wasn't just a casual remark, it felt like a straight-up dig at Ryan's career, implying that his films aren't even worth his time. When you put it all together, Tarantino, Columbus, Butler, all these Hollywood heavyweights seem to have little respect for Ryan's projects.
We weren't married very long, but we were married when I met you. When I first met you for Iron Man, whatever. Yeah, I was married.
We love a good Ryan Reynolds in our house.
Whether they see his work as low effort, disrespectful, or just not worth watching, one thing is obvious. Ryan may be a fan favorite, but he hasn't exactly won over Hollywood's elite. Now let's bring it back to the real drama. Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni, and Ryan Reynolds. When Blake accused Justin of harassment, it was massive news. But then Justin hit back hard with his lawsuit, claiming that Ryan and Blake tried to destroy his reputation with false accusations. And here's the twist. It's not just Justin saying this. More industry insiders have stepped forward, hinting that they believe him over Blake and Ryan. If that's the case, it suggests that others may have had their own run-ins with the couple's alleged manipulation. Some people in Hollywood are whispering that this isn't the first time Ryan and Blake have stirred up controversy to make themselves look like the victims and keep the public on their side. For years, they had a flawless reputation as the fun, joke-loving married couple, but now The cracks in that perfect image are starting to show, and the more people talk, the worse it gets. Then, just as the lawsuit drama was heating up, Ryan and Blake made a high-profile appearance on Saturday Night Live's 50th anniversary special.
I would never have probably been ready for a relationship like the one that I have with Colin at different times in my life because I wasn't comfortable setting my own boundaries. I didn't know what I wanted, but like what I needed from somebody else.
Coincidence? Some people don't think so. Many believe they did it strategically to shift the focus and control the narrative about their lawsuit. Ryan even joked about the legal battle while Blake stood by, backing him up. Was this just playful banter or a calculated move to keep the public on their side? But here's the problem. Many fans weren't laughing. Ryan joking about the lawsuit on SNL didn't land the way he probably hoped. Given the seriousness of the accusations against Justin Baldoni, the whole thing felt tone-deaf and in very bad taste. Instead of making things better, it only made Ryan and Blake look more suspicious. Even Justin's lawyer called them out, questioning how anyone could joke about something as serious as harassment claims. And now, the big question that's swirling through Hollywood is this: have Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively been faking it all along? Were they always a carefully crafted Hollywood power couple, using their charm and influence to stay on top, even if it meant stepping on others? Or is this just a case of them being misunderstood, with rumors spreading because they've become easy targets? One thing's for sure, the accusations aren't slowing down. More people are coming forward with negative experiences about Ryan, and whispers about Blake's behind-the-scenes moves are only getting louder. Their usual tactic of brushing off drama with humor and social media banter, it's not working this time. Right now, the public is divided. Some diehard fans are standing by them, convinced that the backlash is just jealousy over their success. But others, even longtime supporters, are starting to question everything. The couple who once seemed untouchable is now under the harshest spotlight they've ever faced. And the million-dollar question remains, is their perfect image finally falling apart? For many fans, this entire situation is deeply disappointing.
I never realized, it's really important for me. I need to be with a compassionate person. That's like a fundamental characteristic that has to be there.
If even half of these accusations hold any truth, it means Ryan and Blake may have been playing a role all along, pretending to be the funny, wholesome couple everyone adores, while actually being ruthless behind the scenes. And one of the most consistent criticisms about Ryan? His insecurity. This isn't just some random claim, it's something multiple people, including his exes, have pointed out. If these stories are accurate, his need for control may have led to clashes with directors like Tim Miller, co-stars like TJ Miller and Morena Baccarin, and even close friends like Jake Gyllenhaal. The same insecurities could have also played a huge role in the downfall of his marriage to Scarlett Johansson. Let's not forget, Scarlett didn't just say things didn't work out with Ryan. She described their relationship as volatile. That's a strong word, and now fans are looking back, wondering if there was always a different side to Ryan that he kept hidden. And then there's Blake, Hollywood's sweetheart. She built her image as a stylish, friendly, and effortlessly charming actress, first gaining fame on Gossip Girl, and later making a name for herself in movies like The Shallows and A Simple Favor. People have loved her fashion sense, her playful social media banter with Ryan, and the way she always seemed classy and put together. But now, with Justin Baldoni's lawsuit in the mix, some are questioning if Blake teamed up with Ryan to twist the narrative in their favor. Her accusations against Justin are serious, but if there's any truth to the claims that she used them as a weapon to gain leverage, it could mean she isn't as innocent as fans once believed. And this story, it's far from over. If more celebrities step forward, it could either strengthen Justin Baldoni's case or force Ryan and Blake to come forward with their side of the story in much greater detail. If they can prove Justin's lawsuit is false, they might be able to repair their reputation. But if more damaging evidence comes out, the Hollywood golden couple may be facing their biggest downfall yet. But if more evidence or testimonies surface supporting Justin's claims, Ryan and Blake's carefully crafted image could be headed for a complete meltdown. This isn't just tabloid gossip. This is the kind of career-changing scandal that can end reputations or elevate others overnight. Right now, fans are digging deep into old interviews, rewatching press junkets, and analyzing every playful exchange Ryan and Blake have ever had. Were there warning signs all along that people just ignored? Some are dissecting how Ryan behaves in interviews. Does he joke to deflect tough questions? Others are watching how Blake responds when reporters press her on uncomfortable topics. And then there are the photos, pictures where co-stars seem uneasy around them, moments when certain people were suddenly left out of press tours, or times when actors mysteriously disappeared from sequels. Only time will tell whether Ryan and Blake can weather this storm and keep their loyal fan base. Maybe in a few months, Hollywood will have moved on to its next big scandal, and Ryan and Blake will still be together, posting cute jokes online, landing big movie roles, and pretending none of this ever happened. Or maybe this lawsuit, combined with the growing whispers, will keep unraveling until they can no longer hide behind PR spin and social media charm. One thing is clear: everyone is watching closely. The more they try to joke about it or distract the public, the more suspicious people get. Right now, fans aren't looking for witty quips or playful banter. They want real answers. And with everything that has come to light, one major takeaway remains. Ryan and Blake may not be the perfect Hollywood sweethearts the world once believed they were. If Ryan and Blake have been using manipulative tactics to climb the Hollywood ladder, it looks like those moves might finally be catching up to them. More and more celebrities are quietly coming forward, claiming they've seen these shady behaviors firsthand. While not all of them have spoken out publicly yet, the whispers suggest that many people have negative stories to share. And if those stories start pouring in, this scandal could spiral even further in the weeks and months ahead. So, what's the public saying? Social media is divided. Some people claim they always had a feeling something was off about Ryan and Blake, while others are completely blindsided. Now, fans are digging through past interviews, looking for signs, moments where Ryan or Blake seemed off, times when their charm felt forced, or instances where co-stars suddenly disappeared from projects with no explanation. And let's be real, there have been some weird moments in Ryan's career, especially surrounding Deadpool. The most glaring example? T.J. Miller. He didn't just walk away from the franchise, he flat out refused to return no matter how much money they offered. That alone says a lot. If more of these behind-the-scenes stories come to light, things could get even messier. And for Ryan and Blake, laughing it off might not work this time. Then there's Tim Miller walking away from Deadpool 2, another huge red flag that people brushed off at the time. But looking back, it now seems like just another example of Ryan being difficult behind the scenes.
I'm unaware of anybody, frankly, whose wife has been sexually harassed and has made jokes about that type of situation.
And what about Blake? This kind of controversy is new territory for her. She's always managed to stay out of negative headlines, so the harassment allegations and Justin Baldoni's massive lawsuit have put her in an entirely different spotlight. If more people step forward with negative stories about her, it could seriously damage the sweet, easygoing image she's built over the years. But if no one else speaks up, she might try to dismiss Justin's claims as completely false. Either way, that $400 million lawsuit isn't going anywhere, and both Blake and Ryan are going to have to face the heat sooner or later. So, what's the final takeaway? Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively don't look as flawless as they once did. More and more Hollywood insiders are dropping hints, sharing stories, and revealing incidents that the couple probably hoped would stay buried. And their attempt to control the narrative by joking about it on Saturday Night Live, that seems to have completely backfired. Fans are demanding real answers, and the industry isn't staying silent. The whispers that Ryan is rude, controlling, and insecure are getting louder, and now people are questioning if Blake has been right there beside him, helping him pull the strings all along. What do you think? Are Ryan and Blake just misunderstood victims of Hollywood gossip, or is there truth to all these allegations? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to stay updated on all the latest drama. See you in the next one.